Hello everyone, wherever you are, welcome all the meditation lover. Wherever you are in this world, this is the space, the place where you can stop by, sit back and relax and just meditate. Here we call ourselves the mindful community, the community that provides the space and opportunity for everyone who love to practice meditation and find some friends who can help to strengthen your meditation practice, help you to cultivate self-discipline. And this is the space, the place for you. Whether you are new to meditation or you are regular meditator, this is again is a space for everyone. And at the moment we are an online-based community, and it's the Maryland Meditation Center. Hopefully in the future we can have the physical location in Maryland or somewhere in the US. But for now, let's take this opportunity to at least welcome everyone to join a meditation session and learn something from each other. We start this journey since the beginning of this year, the January 1st, 2022. And now we have come to the episode 32 already, which is more than 60% of the journey until the end of this year, of December 31st. That means we have 5 more months to go. It seems like time is flying really quickly, and all of a sudden we have hit the first week of August. So that means 5 more months we will be ended 2022. Unbelievably fast, and I hope you feel the same way. So again, glad to have a chance to come back and meditate with everyone here, whether you are new or you are regular participants. I think we should feel grateful for the opportunity that we give to ourselves to sit back, relax, and bring the mind back to the body, and at least find the inner happiness inside yourself. Human being, we can generate our own happiness, and through the meditation practice, to the mind development, so we can find peace inside ourselves. The peace that considered a refined form of happiness is opposite from the happiness that comes from the sense pleasure world, come from what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch. Okay, so hope everyone hear my voice okay. Hello Rochelle, have Peter and Macy from Singapore. Welcome. Alan, Geraldine, Raj, DP. Young, hello, welcome back. Okay, Troy, Bindu, and Linda and Ellen. Okay, so the sound and the picture is okay. Okay, thank you. So Saturday session start from 7 to 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. Every Saturday, feel free to stop by and invite friends and family who might be benefit from this community and these activities. Okay, feel free to let them know and let them join us as well. We will spend about 20 minutes at the first half for the wisdom talk. I will share with you something that benefit for your meditation practice, and the second half, about 30 to 40 minutes, will be dedicated for meditation in silence together. And that's the structure of this Zoom meeting. Alright, so let's begin our session. So I was thinking what would be the topic that I would like to share this week. Okay, since me and my monk's brother, we entered the rain retreat here in the jungle of Thailand at the I Monastery, about 6 of us. It's been great in the past 2 weeks. We start the journey on the 14th of July, and the 90 days will be ended around the 16th of October. So this gives myself and all the monks brother a chance to get back to reflect on our monks life, reflect on our Dhamma study, and get back to our meditation practice in the deeper dimension. So we spend 4 sessions a day to practice meditation in the early morning, late morning, afternoon, and in the evening. Some monks even go extra mile. They do late night meditation, they do some walking meditation as well. And that's the beauty of this place, which is very conducive for meditation practice. And one thing that myself and some monks we have been experimenting is about how can we meditate better. How can we make sure that the body is light when we meditate all day long? What kind of food we need to adjust? How much of the sleeping time for each individual that consider like perfect for each one of us? There's a little detail like this that we overlook the importance of the minor information or the minor adjustment. We usually focus on how can I sit longer, how can I stay focused much better. But like the daily activity, what we eat, how we eat, what kind of food we eat, and how do we sleep, how much water do we drink. So these little detail like this, we usually don't really pay attention, and I think it is really affect the way we practice meditation. So I was thinking, okay, maybe let's dig deeper into how to improve those quality in terms of eating, exercising, and resting, to see if it affect the meditation for the next week. So I have been experimenting that, and now I coming down to 1 meal a day, and I feel good, feel very fresh, feel very light, and feel very energetic without worry about food too much, without worry about craving for this and that. Just stick with the schedule, 1 meal a day, and to see how it goes. And it turned out to be, the result is amazing at the moment. So I'm working on that. So as a good meditator, your job is you need to pay attention of how you eat, how you rest, how you exercise, how is your body condition. If you want to have a good meditation in the long run, that is unavoidable for you to come back and take good care of your physical body. So I get back to my library. This is the book I read a long time ago, and it's just relevant to this moment. The book is about 100 of ways to live 100 years, written by the Chinese medical doctor. The book talk about food, talk about a lot of things, that how a man can live up to 100 years. And of course, meditation is mentioned here in this book. Have enough rest also mentioned here in this book. But the book focus on the dietary, what kind of food that affect on each particular organ of the body, and how can we make sure that we have variety of food that the body needs. It helps us not only to live long, but live with energy, with more vitality. So this is another book that's quite interesting. And the first page of the book talk about, the first page talk about eat less, live longer. Eat less, if someone eat less, that person tend to live longer. And small meal, okay, don't take a big meal. And weekday vegetarian, and weekday vegetarian, and weekends, it's carnivore. You can eat meat on the weekends, and weekdays stick with the vegetarian. So this kind of little tip that mentioned in this book, that I find is very related to the teaching of the Buddha, of how he teach the monk to take good care of the body. So let's take a look at the tips that help the meditator to stay in good shape, because here is a journey, and I encourage everyone to meditate on your own on a daily basis, and make sure that you stop by once a week here in this community to learn something from each other, to share your experience, to ask questions, and this community will help us to be more disciplined and to nurture this spiritual development in the long run. And so to have happy life, right, make sure we stay in good shape, take care of the body. Even though we want to train the mind, but the mind stay in the body. But if you're feeling sick, you have headache, you cannot meditate well, because the mind will get agitated with that pain, with that uncomfortable. So the mind cannot be relaxed, because the body is not comfortable, is not relaxed. And similar to this, Benjamin Franklin also said the same thing. If you want to be healthy, you need to eat less. The Buddha also talked about the same thing. He shared with the monk that he himself eats 1 session a day, and that make him feel light in the body. He feels less sickness, less illness. There is nothing much in the stomach, and he can enjoy the comfortness of the body all day long. And many monks adapt to that teaching. So some monks eat 1 meal a day, some monks eat 2 meals a day. I think the bottom line is you need to find the balance. You need to get to know your body. What works for your body, then you do it. You don't have to come down to 1 meal a day, just like the many monks do. I mean, it's about you know yourself, what works best for you, what keep you stay active and stay healthy, what make you meditate better, and then experiment that and go from there. So the reason why we eat, and this is come from the Buddhist text, for the survival of the body, right? The body needs food and water, otherwise we cannot survive. So we need to think about eat to live or live to eat. If we eat to live, then we pay attention of what we eat. But if we live to eat, right, we eat whatever we want to eat, because we don't care, I'm just born to eat, so enjoy eating. At the end of the day, or at the end of the journey, during the journey, you may find that you get sick from time to time, and you don't know why. And if you come back and observe your eating habit, you may find out, this is why I am not feeling well, because of my eating habit is not that healthy. And the second reason, of course, we're hungry, so we need to stop hunger and regain the strength for the body to practice meditation. And this is exactly that the Buddha mentioned 2,500 years ago. It seemed to be very mundane information, but believe it or not, many of us, we don't pay attention and we don't ask the reason why we eat. So we eat because of the craving. We crave for food, we crave for nutriment, we crave for the taste, we crave for the luxurious food, all kind of thing, just to please our tongue, to please our mind, and we feel satisfied. And then we go after another food again. And this is called craving in human mind. And the training of the monk, I think the lay people, everyone can reflect on this and put into practice as well. Moderate in eating. How many times that you eat per day? Some eat 5 meals a day, some eat 10 meals a day, some eat late night before you go to bed. That's not healthy eating habit at all, because when we go to bed, the body needs rest, but the food's still in the stomach, so the body digests the food while we sleep. That is why many of us have sleep deprivation. You cannot sleep in quality because there's some food in your stomach. So you wake up, you have a bad dream, you have to go to the toilet, go to the bathroom. So it affects the quality sleeping time of your own self when you go to bed. So please make sure you moderate, you're mindful of eating and chew your food well. Here at the I Monastery, sometimes we practice that we need to count. When we put the food into the mouth, we count about 10 times, 20 times. If we don't hit 20, we don't swallow the food. That's how we practice mindfulness. Just like number 3, right? We turn each bite into a meditation object. So when we put the food in the mouth, we know what kind of food that's in the mouth. Is it meat? Is it vegetable? Is it rice? Is it noodle? And then we slowly chew it, allow the saliva, allow the digestion system to start working in the mouth in this process before we swallow it. So after 10 times, 20 times, during that chewing, we remind ourselves about the taste, about the texture, what in the mouth, about are we ready to swallow it, are we ready to take the next bite, something like this. And this is help us to stay focused, stay mindful when we eat. And it helps when we go back to the meditation room to sit in a longer hour. And I found it's very effective. Just utilize the activity that we do, turn them into the meditative activity. Doing laundry, eating, sweeping the floor, just keep the mind still in the body, okay? And maybe you can try that next time you clean your house or next time you eating, by yourself, and you can turn that activity to be a meditative activity as well. And number 4, it sounds easy on the paper, right? Abandon anything that doesn't support your good health. Alcohol, smoke, soda, donut, cake, whatever it is, cookie. So this kind of thing, I'm not a nutritionist, but this is a common fact that everyone seems to know, but it's hard to resist when we see something that we like, we want to eat. And the other day, noticed that someone offered a cake. It's beautiful and expensive cake, the best in town, and people offer it, and it's hard to resist to see that cake in front of you, and with that, credibility of the cake, of the chef who make it, and you tend to allow yourself to try it, right? It's okay to try it a little bit. We are human beings, but you need to know when to stop. You need to remind yourself that you're not supposed to eat too much of those stuff. But from time to time, enjoy it a little bit. It's okay, right? Because none of us is perfect. But keep in mind, make sure you stay focused on your eating habit that help you to have a good health in the long run. And number 5, take a good walk after the meal. This is very awesome technique, simple and very effective. So after breakfast, I walk 30 minutes here, uphill, downhill. So I'm actually sitting right in front of the small river in front of me, and I see the tree left, right, and surrounding in this building. And not many, there's no villager live around here in the next 5 kilometers, and that make this place is very quiet, and it give me space, so I have a chance to walk after breakfast 30 minutes, after lunch 30 minutes, in the evening another 30 minutes. So my goal is to hit about 8,000 steps per day. Do you have that goal to get yourself exercise or do something for the body to get moving? If you work in the office, you may sit 6 hours, 7 hours a day on the desk and your computer. It's not good for your health in the long run. So make sure you find time to get the body moving instead of using the elevator. If it's only 1 or 2, 3, 4, maybe you can walk up and down the stair, go up and go down for lunch, come back for work and things like that. So find way to get the body moving. It helps you to stay energetic. It helps the body to digest the food a lot better than just eat and then go back to work. And please make sure don't go to sleep right after eating. Okay, this is not a good habit at all. And when do we know that we should stop eating? Okay, I found it fascinating because the Buddha mentioned this himself 2,500 years ago. So he teach the monk of how to eat and when to stop eating. He said if you feel like if you're gonna take 4 more bites of food, then you will full. That means you already full. So please stop right then. And when you take water, then you will be perfectly full. Okay, it looks very simple, but it needs practice. And I still practice this. Okay, I get to know this is it. My body is done eating. Stop. even though I feel like I can have 10 more bites, I feel like I need to remind myself now, should you stop. When you stop and you drink water, then you will be perfectly okay with that food in your body for the rest of the day. So next time pay attention, okay, when you eat, remind yourself, if I am going to take 4-5 more spoonful of this food in front of me, that means you already full. The food is still traveling from your mouth to your stomach, so you don't feel that it's full, but it's on its way. So when you stop, give yourself a moment and then you drink water, you will be perfectly fill up your stomach. You don't overeating. And one of the reasons we eat is we want to cure the suffering from hunger, and we don't want to create the new suffering because of overeating. Because when we have too much food in the stomach, it's going to take another 30 minutes, feel uncomfortable, right? You need to do something, you need to take a walk, you cannot work, and of course you cannot meditate because the stomach is overfull with the food that we eat. That is not good at all. And this is the big issue, right? Between eating, go with vegetable and meat, the meat over vegetable over meat is debatable, is depend, okay? So if you do the research, if we go by the fact and the scientific in the past, people who eat more vegetable tend to live longer, but people who eat meat tend to die sooner. Like, think of people who live in the very cold area, in the North Pole, in the remote area where it's cold all year round. They cannot grow vegetable, they cannot find vegetable, so the only food that available is meat. So these people eat meat as the main dish and they don't live very long. So I think it's worth spend time to study about eating, what works best for us as a human being. There are many information out there. You can spend lots of hours, listen to many experts in this field on the YouTube, or reading some books as well, just like this book that I mentioned about how to live for 100 years. And I think it's a good information. And as I reflect on this, as a Buddhist monk, we're supposed to make ourselves easy to support. We're supposed to live healthy life as a good example. We're supposed to live life with less craving, including craving for food. So that's why the Buddha suggests one session a day. And I have to admit that I eat meat in my whole life. I didn't pay attention about vegetable, about the thing, because monk we eat whatever the lay people offer. And as I getting older and I want to meditate better and I want to maintain good health, so I can live a little bit longer. And then the longer I live, I think I can make benefit for people around me and for the world at large. Maybe that's my ambition. So I come back to study this. And I use my body as the lab, so I experiment what I eat. And in the past 5 months, I believe, I tend to eat less and less meat, and I feel very good. At the beginning, not really comfortable, because we get used to it. Everything that we try to change, we will not feel comfortable at the beginning of that changing phase. But later on, if you stick around, the body will adjust, and then you will feel better. Because when you reflect on the way you eat, more vegetable over meat, you know that the result is amazing. I can go back and meditate right away after lunch. No need to take a rest. After 10 minute, 20 minute walk, can go back and meditate and sit another 2-3 hours without worry about a lot of food in the stomach, without worry about the body is digesting the food, because it feels very light. There are two things, the two indicators that I think is work for me. Maybe it works for you as well. Whatever food you eat, if the body feel light, that's one thing. And the second thing, not only you feel light, you feel energetic. So I realized that now the food I eat, it gives me these two things. The body feel light at the end of lunch, because I take 1 meal a day. At the end of lunch, the body feels super light. And that super light feeling gives me energetic. I don't feel tired, I don't feel hungry in the evening. That means the body have perfect amount of food, and I can do whatever I want. I stay focused much better. I don't lose my memory. I tend to meditate better. I tend to be able to sit longer and enjoy my relaxation of this physical body. So we have to experiment that to see what works for us in the long run. And in the first thing in the morning, I make sure I have the hot ginger, at least 1 glass of hot ginger. All of this, like 500 ml, and 1 glass of warm water. So this help cleanse. It's more like an early detox. Detox the body, bring the energy back to the body and feel fresh. And 5 o'clock with this hot ginger, you can remain fresh until 7 a.m. in the morning before breakfast, because the body have enough water Not only that, it has some nutrition from the ginger. It gives heat to the body because it's cold around here. So I feel very comfortable. So this is something that I discovered for myself, and I'm going to stick with that for a little while to see how far can I go and what else I can improve for myself. So there's a question from Linda about what can you share what I eat. Well, there are, like I said, monks we rely on the food that offered by the lay people. We cannot demand for food, we cannot place an order for food. So whatever they offer, then we're supposed to eat. But again, when it's come to health, I think we can choose what to eat, because the lay people, they don't know what is maybe what's best for the monk. So they offer what they have and they offer what they feel. Sometimes they offer like this, the steak and the french fry, pizza and cookie, those kind of this. I would not eat it anyway, but I would prefer anything that's fresh, like plant-based. Garlic has to be there every day. Green vegetable, I eat 1 apple a day every morning. 1 apple a day keeps doctors away. So I heard it from somewhere, but I don't know, it worked for myself. Yes, 1 apple, because apple has less sugar, more fiber. And another thing I take is the oat instead of eating white rice. So I turn myself into oatmeal with the hot water. It give enough, it give a lot of fiber, and you feel like the body is perfectly filled when I have oat in my stomach. So, and another thing is that we have vegetable juice. If you can adopt this vegetable juice into your life on a daily basis, a glass a day is a good source of enzyme, all kind of enzyme in the fresh vegetable juice. But again, the thing is, how can we find the vegetable that we feel safe, right? No pesticide, no chemical. So this is another area that you need to pay attention. Make sure you get clean vegetable before it's served you on the table. So these are some general things that the monks here eat, including myself as well. And exercise, okay, make sure you find time. I know that many of us, including myself, we say we don't have time for exercising. If you don't have time, you make time. So this 90-day retreat, this is my schedule about experimenting about the body, eat 1 meal a day, less meat. Eventually, maybe I can completely give up meat, in the near future. For now, less and less and less, very little. And also 30-minute exercising, walking, stretching. So find some time to take care of yourself before. Once a day, I think, you can have time for that. If you love to meditation, you have to know how to stretch up your body, what position that you need, okay, to help you to sit longer. The monks spend 15 minutes exercise first before we sit in the longer session, and that's very effective exercise that help us to maintain the freshness of the body and allow the blood to flow freely, and we feel very relaxed after spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes and exercise first. And the last one is about resting. A lot of people have sleep deprivation problem. They don't have enough sleep. You may feel like you have 7 hours of sleep, but is that considered quality sleep? Do you wake up during the night? Do you go to the bathroom? Do you have a bad dream? If you do, that's not quality sleep. Quality sleep means you have uninterrupted sleep 6 to 8 hours fully. So before 1 or 2 hours before going to bed, stop drinking. So the body don't have to wake up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. So anything, okay, you help yourself turn off the light that disturb your eye when you sleep, and shut off your phone and put it somewhere else. There are details about how to have a good sleep as well, and I believe everyone can find that information, okay, somewhere else. Here I just want to mention about, if you love meditation, you love to have a good life in the long run, so make sure you come back, set goal to take good care of your body, the way you eat, what you eat, how much you eat, how often you eat, and what work for your body, vegetable, meat, and exercising. Do you exercise regularly? And what about resting? What is your bedroom condition? Is it clean? Is it organized? You feel good every time you see the bedroom, or you feel unorganized? You feel agitated? So a little thing like this, it affects your sleeping. Make sure that you have things in place. Make sure you adjust your room. Make sure the temperature is right. Make sure there is no light that disturbs you during the sleeping time, or things like this. So get back to that and adjust here and there. So I believe if everyone adapt, okay, what I just shared today, and get to know yourself, get to know your body, you will live life a lot happier, much better than if you already have good health. That's perfect. Sustain it, develop it, make it better. I believe there are more rooms for all of us to to live life better, right? To have more eating habit, to have a more physical strength. So that's something I believe everyone can develop on that area, and that's of course will help us to meditate better. Okay, so hope everyone's pick up something today before we meditate. And if you have any question, again, we can ask question at the end of the session. Okay, just to recap and remind yourself before we sit, make sure you have these two things in place, whatever technique that you're about to use. Relaxation on one side, physical relaxation. Without physical relaxation, the mind cannot stay still. The mind will get agitated when the body have pain, when the body have feel uncomfortable. So adjust the way you sit, whether you plan to sit on the floor, sitting on the chair, or sitting somewhere in your house. Make sure you have to feel comfortable and relaxed with the way you sit, with your surrounding. So relaxation on one side, and another side is about staying focused, staying mindful of your meditation object that you use. If you use the mantra, or you use the objects of your choice, like the bright shiny star, the full moon, or the crystal ball, or the flower. It can be anything, or even the breath. That's the technique, right? So you focus on that object with relaxation as the foundation. By having these two and stay in balance, then your mind can stay still. Whenever you off balance, remind yourself to come back to this. Okay, to check, am I relaxed, or am I okay? Is there anything I can do for my body to be more relaxed than this? Then feel free to fix it, feel free to adjust. Okay, so I hope everyone is ready. Okay, let's take a few good deep breaths before we close our eyes. Wherever you are, sitting on the floor or sitting on the chair, sit with your back straight, with both of your shoulders raised naturally, and take a few good deep breaths just to relax and to welcome the mind back to this present moment. Just pay attention to your breath and how the body breathes. Are you breathing in short or long? Breathe out short or breathe out long? And how do you feel that when you breathe in short or breathe out short, or breathe in long and breathe out long? Welcome everyone back to the session. That was about 35 minutes, almost 40 minutes of meditation. Hope everyone finds some inner peace inside your practice. How is your meditation experience today? Feel relaxed, more peaceful? If you like to share your experience or ask questions, feel free to do so. Okay, so Teddy will feed me that information. And I got a question the other day ago about how do we know that we practice correctly? What would be the number one indicator telling us that we have good meditation experience and we are on the right track of our own practice of this mind development journey? So if I have to choose one word that we can use as an indicator whether we practice correctly or we on our way, we keep on walking in the right track or not, and that word would be happiness. Happiness is the key. The reason we meditate, we want to be happy, right? We want to, but that happiness is a refined form of happiness. Happiness comes from the mind stop craving, stop wanting anything. The mind feel content, and that's what I mean by happiness. But happiness has many layers. Happiness can start from feeling okay. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty, no pain in the body, I'm feeling okay. This can be the starting point of the word, of the meaning of happiness. Start from feeling okay, nothing much, but I'm okay. This is happiness. And later on you feel more relaxed, more joy, more happy, rapture. So there are many layers of happiness, and sometimes we have a hard time to find the vocabulary to explain the inner experience. So we need to come up with something. But you, the one who know that every time you close your eye and then you sit, you feel happy or not, you feel joyful or not, you feel relaxed or not, you feel rapture or not. And then you know that, well, this happiness comparing to the last session is the same word, but it's not the same feeling. You feel a lot better. You feel like you want to smile. You feel like you can smile all day long. You feel like you don't need anything. So this is what I'm trying to say, that happiness is the key, and happiness has a layer. Okay, from day one that you meditate, you feel reluctant to sit, you feel uncomfortable, the mind get agitated here and there, and now you are able to feel comfortable with that agitated mind. This can be called happiness as well, because you feel okay. Later on you feel comfortable, you feel content. You can stay with that feeling without agitated, and that is a good sign. So keep on doing that. Continue what works for you. If today you use breathing meditation technique, you feel comfortable, you can find peace and happiness, and then you can tell yourself at the end of the session that I am happier than before I sit. I feel good about this technique. I feel good about this session. So if that's the case, then pay attention of how did you do that? How did you get to that feeling? And next session, all you have to do is just repeat. Meditation is about repeat the same path, repeat the same technique that you have been walking on. You don't need to invent or create any new technique for yourself. Just repeat, get back to that relaxation feeling, get back to that peace and joyful feeling. How can you get there faster? This session may take you 30 minutes or 20 minutes to get to that feeling, that experience. How can you get there within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes? So this is the idea. Okay, no need to struggling or finding way to still the mind or keep on changing the technique. Have faith toward the technique and come back to this indicator. If you feel happy, that's good. That's always good technique. Okay, is it true that Buddhism married man can have more than 2 wives in Buddhism? Question from Melanie. In Buddhism, okay, the man can have only 1 wife. Okay, there is no relationship outside the marriage. So this is the Buddhist tradition, to be honest with our spouse. So we stay with 1 wife. If a man get married, he should stay with 1 relationship, unless both of them decided to be separated, and then when they are free, they have officially divorced, then they can find another relationship. But we not supposed to have another relationship outside the relationship that we already have. Or in other words, if you already married, you're not allowed to have the second wife. Okay, and if you do that, well, there may be a case, right? From time to time, there are many cases, like if the wife agree for her husband to have second wife, and that's another story. This is more like internal family issue. But in general, okay, if someone get married, they should stay in that relationship. Okay, one relationship at a time. That's the idea. Okay. For Raj, how can I expand my circle of compassion to everybody? Okay. So when you share loving kindness, you share loving kindness and compassion to everyone. Ideally, you at the end of your meditation practice, right? You develop the feeling of peace, joy, and happiness. You imagine like you sink yourself into the circle of relaxation. You are protected in that circle of loving kindness and compassion. And you think of the ice. The character of the ice is cold, right? It's cold. And when we put the ice, we can feel the coldness of the ice radiated from the ice cube. Similar to this, our mind is like the ice that expand the cold to the environments wherever the ice is staying. So the mind with loving kindness and compassion radiate the same energy, with the energy of love and compassion and kindness and forgiveness, outwardly 360 degrees. That's the idea. But how can we do that? So it needs practice, right? At the beginning, you may just intellectually imagine that, I am sharing this loving kindness and compassion toward you. You can be anybody, can be mom and dad, spouse, children. The way we practice this is just to make sure you see that person face in your meditation, and then you direct this energy toward them, just like they're sitting in front of you. Okay, mentally they sit there, and then you radiate that energy, peace, loving kindness, and compassion toward that person. So start from one person at a time. So when you practice this often, okay, later on you feel easy and comfortable, and then expand wider, that circle wider to people, your neighbor, communities, country, and the whole world. So the same practice, okay, just have to do it over and over. This is how we share loving kindness and compassion when we meditate, before or after we meditation. Okay, so hope you can try and put into practice to see if you feel better of the way you share loving kindness. But this is how, okay? How mean, okay, you visualize yourself as the center of loving kindness, just like the ice radiate the coldness around the ice itself. So now your mind, with the power of loving kindness, the power of compassion, the power of concentration that you cultivate, then you radiate it out 360 degrees, the same idea. Okay, but you can start from one person at a time. I think it's more effective if you have that person in front of you, you see their face, you feel that they're sitting there, and then you direct this energy toward them, one person at a time, and then later on expand to everybody else. Okay, so 1 week passed by very quickly. Now Saturday again. Now we get back to do our own thing, and hopefully everyone can come back again next session. We meet again here once a week, Saturday 7 to 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you stop by, bring more friends who maybe benefit from these activities, and during the weeks please keep on sitting. That's all I can say. And put everything we learn into practice. Today we learned about the tips about having good health, about eating habits, about resting, about exercising. I hope you put them into practice, okay? It doesn't matter how many books you read, how many teachers you listen to. If you don't put what you read, what you listen into practice, it would be useless. You will be wasting your time, because nothing's gonna change if you don't change yourself. If you don't change the way you eat, if you don't change the way you go to bed, if you don't change the way you exercise, you stay the same, which is same doesn't mean good, right? Same maybe, nothing improved. So next week, you may find yourself feel more comfortable about your meditation because you have been exercising 3 times a week. You have been adjusting your eating habit, eating something more healthy and having more water instead of soda, instead of alcohol and things like that, and have enough rest, quality rest, 6 to 7 hours a day. So put into practice and in this week, okay, and please share with me, and again next time we meet next Saturday to see how much you have improved, okay, of this, the quality of your life in this area about eating, resting, exercising, and to see if this affect your meditation practice, and to see if you have a better meditation experience, okay, to share with our friends here in this community. Alright, so please have a good weekend, stay positive, stay happy, and stay safe out there. Hope to see everyone again next week. Have a good one, everyone.